Jurassic World absolutely destroys Sword Art Online. SAO is just plain awful. Who cares about a boring, repetitive story with cringy characters and zero stakes? Jurassic World brings epic action, real tension, and, oh yeah, dinosaurs. SAO wishes it could be half as exciting. Let's break down why Jurassic World is leagues above that mess of a show.
Jurassic World is a 2015 American science fiction adventure movie. It's the fourth installment of the Jurassic Park series, as well as the first movie in a planned Jurassic World trilogy. Let's take a look at everything Jurassic World does right. This is a very clever shot. The camera angle makes it look like this is a dinosaur at first and not a bird. The present scientific consensus is that birds are a group of theropod dinosaurs that originated during the Mesozoic era, so that's a nice touch. In this scene, we see Gray looking at an old Viewmaster reel of dinosaur images from the 1956 Irwin Allen movie The Animal World. That movie actually features visual effects by Willis H. O'Brien and Ray Harryhausen, both of whom pioneered the classic dinosaur battle sequence. Since this movie also contains dinosaur battles, that's definitely very fitting. If you look closely, Zara is actually reading a book with Jeff Goldblum's character Dr. Ian Malcolm on the back cover. The book is called God Creates Dinosaurs. It's a book by Ian Malcolm about his first trip to Jurassic Park. This book was also mentioned in both The Lost World Jurassic Park and Jurassic Park 3. This is a pretty awesome and subtle Easter egg. The monorail announcer here is actually voiced by Brad Bird, the same person who directed The Incredibles, Incredibles 2, Ratatouille, The Iron Giant, and much more. That's definitely a nice voice cameo. The Jurassic Tennis advertisement in the background here is a nice touch. In the first Jurassic Park movie, Jurassic Tennis was teased on the coming soon television advertisement seen around the room during the dinner scene. It's fitting how Claire is wearing all white here. It's definitely a homage to Richard Attenborough's character John Hammond from the original Jurassic Park movie. Both Claire and John are the directors of their respective parks. The Winston shop here is a nice homage to Stan Winston. Stan Winston was an American television and film special makeup effects creator. He was responsible for the animatronic dinosaurs in the first 3 Jurassic Park movies. We see the character Mr. DNA here, an anthropomorphic DNA helix with arms, legs, and a face. He was created solely for the movie and never appeared in any of the novels. Additionally, Mr. DNA is actually voiced by the director of this movie, Colin Trevorrow. Lowry's glasses here might seem pretty ordinary, but they are actually the exact same as Dennis Nedry's glasses from the first Jurassic Park movie. That's another subtle Easter egg. Additionally, Lowry's messy desk is a reference to Nedry's messy desk. It's funny how there's so much product placement in this movie. It was done on purpose and meant as a way to satirize the corporatization of popular entertainment. Waterfall here is actually the same one that the chopper carrying Hammond and the crew land in front of in the first Jurassic Park movie. Also, the music cues are nearly identical when the chopper lands by it as in the first Jurassic Park movie when Hammond's chopper lands. Some great visual effects for the dinosaurs here. It looks very realistic. The dinosaurs were created using performance capture. Real humans are playing the raptors. The reason for that is because when a human is behind the movements, you can actually feel the weight. The part where Vic Hoskins believes that the dinosaurs have no right because they're an extinct species is possibly a reference to the series' primary human antagonist, Louis Dodgson. In the Lost World novel, Dodgson reveals that he wants to use the dinosaurs as test subjects in laboratories because an extinct animal can't have any rights, it's already dead. So if it exists, it can only be something we have made. We made it, we patented it, we own it. These animals are totally exploitable. The movie does a great job making this a very intense scene. The velociraptors could bite Owen and kill him at any moment. The little boy hugging the dinosaur here is actually Bryce Dallas Howard's real-life son. If you listen closely, Claire's cell phone ringtone is the first 2 notes of the Jurassic Park theme song. That's definitely very fitting. It's cool how the sharks are being used as food here. This was director Colin Trevorrow's idea. He was inspired by producer Steven Spielberg's movie Jaws. Trevorrow was initially nervous that Spielberg might see it as criticism on Jaws, but Spielberg was very much amused by the idea and made sure that it was included in the movie. In this scene, the actor Eric Eldenstein was actually attached to wires and yanked up into the air and off camera. The CGI Indominus was added later to simulate him being snatched up off the ground. This is pretty similar to how Donald Gannero's death was done in the original Jurassic Park movie. The part where Gray is talking to Zach about their parents getting divorced is a nice reference to the original Jurassic Park movie. In that movie, during the mining scene, it's mentioned that Hammond is spending time with his daughter, Timmy, and Lex's mom, because she is going through a divorce. The theme of broken families and absent fathers is actually a trademark of Jurassic Park director Steven Spielberg. This movie does a great job portraying the difference in personality between Gray and Zach. Zach is older, so he's a lot more mature and willing to accept the reality of his parents getting a divorce. This is a pretty awesome fight scene here between the Indominus and the Special Forces unit. It's cool to finally see the Indominus in action. The gyrospheres are very cool. It was actually Steven Spielberg's idea. In contrast to the confined Ford Explorer tour cars from the first Jurassic Park movie, he wanted to create a way for people to get up close and personal with the animals. It loads on a track, but once you're out there, you get to freely navigate around the valley.
Nothing in Jurassic World is natural.
That line is a nice reference to the Jurassic Park novel. In the novel, Dr. Wu also says nothing we have here is natural. This is a nice Jimmy Fallon cameo. It's actually a reference to the cameo he makes in the Universal Studio tram tours. He discusses similar safety instructions and also uses the same type of humor in both. You can even see the reflection of the dinosaurs on the gyrosphere here. That's some nice attention to detail. The part where Claire walks right through the dinosaur hologram is a nice touch. It goes to show that she's completely unimpressed, and she views the dinosaurs as nothing more than data, rather than living, breathing animals. Once again, this movie has some great visual effects. It's cool to see some more dinosaur versus dinosaur fight scenes. The part where Gray and Zach are attacked by the Indominus here is actually a homage to the first Jurassic Park movie. In that movie, siblings Lex and Tim Murphy are attacked by a Tyrannosaurus Rex in their Ford Explorer ride vehicle. In both cases, the vehicle is overturned. The dinosaur breaks the glass and pushes it around, and the creature's attention is unwittingly drawn by a mechanical device, a flashlight in Jurassic Park and a vibrating cell phone in this movie. This is a very sad death scene. The movie definitely manages to pull at the audience's heartstrings. The goggles here are actually the same ones worn by Tim in the first Jurassic Park movie. That's a nice Easter egg. The Jeep number 29 that the kids repair here is the same one ridden in by Hammond and Gennaro from the first Jurassic Park movie. Again, another nice Easter egg. The Jeep number 18 that Owen and Claire hide behind here is the same one ridden in by Grant, Sattler, and Malcolm when they first arrive on the island in the first Jurassic Park movie. Yet again, another nice Easter egg. The movie does a great job making this a very intense scene. If Owen or Claire make any noise, they will get killed by the Indominus. That's very brutal. Simon Masrani's death is actually a reference to one of the differences between the original Jurassic Park novel and movie. In the Jurassic Park novel, the CEO of Jurassic Park, John Hammond, is killed. However, in the Jurassic Park movie, he survives. This major plot change is finally fulfilled with Simon Masrani's death. The tourist carrying the two margaritas here is actually Jimmy Buffett. That's definitely a nice cameo. A branch of his Margaritaville restaurant chain can even be seen on the Jurassic World City Walk. The movie does a great job making this a very terrifying scene. The quick cuts add to the chaos and confusion. Zara's death scene is definitely very brutal. Katie McGrath, the actress who plays Zara, actually did all the stunt work herself. She was pulled and tossed upside down in the air and then submerged into water several times for real, with the help of wiring and careful planning. The gradually changing state of Claire's clothes and hair is a nice touch. It represents her emotional position and personality change. In the beginning, her clothes were clean and her hair was brushed. This represented her orderly yet apathetic and snobbish attitude. However, as the movie goes on, Claire's hair becomes messy, and her white clothes become dirty. She is also not wearing her jacket or shirt over her tank top. This is to show her progression in humility. This is a very heartfelt conversation between Gray and Zach. Ty Simpkins and Nick Robinson were great choices to play brothers in this movie. It actually seems very believable that they're real brothers. This is a pretty hilarious moment. Lauren Lapkus, the actress who plays Vivian Krill, actually improvised the "I have a boyfriend" line. This is a very fitting death scene. Vic Hoskins wanted to use the dinosaurs as military weapons. In the end, he's killed by the very thing he wanted to use as a weapon. Shall we say this is a case of death by irony? Awesome fight scene here between the Velociraptors and the Indominus. Once again, it's cool to see some dinosaur versus dinosaur fight scenes. The part where Claire gets the Tyrannosaurus Rex to chase her holding a red flare is actually the exact same action used by Dr. Alan Grant and Dr. Ian Malcolm in the first Jurassic Park movie. That's definitely a nice callback. This scene might look ridiculous, but it's actually very possible to outrun a T-Rex in high heels. Scientists have discovered that the T-Rex were so massive in size that trying to run faster than 12 miles per hour would cause their legs to buckle and break under the weight of their own bodies. It's definitely possible for a person to run faster than 12 miles per hour even in high heels. Awesome fight scene here. It's very entertaining to watch the Tyrannosaurus Rex going up against the Indominus. Whoa, that was unexpected. This movie definitely has some very impressive action sequences. Very touching reunion here between Gray, Zach, and their parents. Again, this movie definitely manages to pull at the audience's heartstrings. This is a pretty awesome ending scene. It leaves room for a sequel. In fact, in the sequel, Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom, Owen and Claire will have to return to Isla Nublar in order to rescue all the dinosaurs, after an impending volcanic eruption threatens to make them all go extinct a second time. Well, that's it for this video. What did you think of Jurassic World? Let me know your opinion in the comments below. Also, let me know which is your favorite movie in the Jurassic Park franchise. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to leave a like and subscribe for more videos. Also, don't forget to turn on notifications for my channel so you never miss a video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.
As you can see, Jurassic World is way better than Sword Art Online in every possible way. First off, Jurassic World delivers action that keeps you on the edge of your seat. There are massive dinosaur battles, intense chase scenes, and real danger. Meanwhile, SAO just gives us boring fights in a virtual world that doesn't even matter. Then, there's the characters. In Jurassic World, you've got people you actually care about. with real motivations and emotions, unlike the flat, cringy characters in SAO. And let's not forget the visual effects. Jurassic World brings dinosaurs to life with stunning detail, while SAO is stuck with basic, forgettable animation. SAO is just plain boring and bland. The story drags, the characters are dull, and the virtual world is lifeless. It's hard to care about anything that happens because it all feels fake and repetitive. If you're looking for something actually exciting, skip SAO and watch Jurassic World instead. Additionally, here's a bonus for sticking around until now.
22 years after the original Jurassic Park failed, a new theme park called Jurassic World is built. However, the park's attendance rates are declining, so in order to attract more people, the scientists genetically engineer a new hybrid dinosaur called the Indominus Rex. But when everything goes horribly wrong, the Indominus Rex is able to escape and go on a massive killing spree. It's up to Owen Grady and his special skills to save everyone at Jurassic World from an all-out prehistoric attack. If you were in Owen's position, what would you do? How can you survive and defeat the Indominus Rex? In this video, I'll break down the Jurassic World movie, see if I can make better decisions than the characters, and ultimately try to beat the Indominus Rex. And afterwards, I'll explain what's next for the franchise. So let's get started. The movie begins with brothers Zach and Gray visiting the Jurassic World theme park. Their Aunt Claire is the operations manager, and she assigns her assistant Zara to be their guide. However, they ditch Zara and go to explore the park on their own. This is not a good choice. Most of the dinosaurs in Jurassic World can kill you, so you don't want to accidentally wander somewhere you shouldn't. It's much better to have a guide. Zara probably knows the best attractions at the park anyway, so she would be able to show the boys how to have the most fun. Claire explains to some investors that the people at the park aren't really interested in normal dinosaurs anymore, so they need to always come up with bigger, better versions. If that's the case, then why are scientists at Jurassic World still creating more dinosaurs anyway? They could try engineering some other prehistoric animals like mammoths or moas. This would be a lot less dangerous than dinosaurs, so that minimizes the risks of them breaking free and killing everybody. Claire meets up with Simon Masrani, the owner of Jurassic World, and together they fly to the Indominus Rex's paddock. In the meantime, Owen Grady, a former Navy veteran, is training a quartet of velociraptors. InGen's head of security, Vic Hoskins, thinks that the velociraptors could be weaponized, but Owen and his assistant Barry disagree with them. And I'm with Owen and Barry here. I doubt the velociraptors are bulletproof really, so the enemy wouldn't have a problem dealing with them. And also, the enemy could just bomb the velociraptors. It's really not like they'd have to send people to fight them head on ever. As well as the fact that velociraptors might eat you if you forget to feed them. So that's yet another reason why weaponizing them is just not a great idea. Claire goes to visit Owen and she asks him to inspect the Indominus Rex's paddock. Why did Claire wait until now to get an expert's opinion? This should have been done a long time ago when the paddock was first built. Owen says that the Indominus Rex lacks social skills since it was raised in captivity, so that just makes it even more dangerous. The Indominus Rex uses its camouflage ability to trick Owen and two of the park workers into opening the gate. Why can the Indominus Rex camouflage itself? The entire point of the Indominus Rex is to be an attraction to park visitors, and it really wouldn't be that exciting if people can't see her. Also, instead of heading into the paddock, Owen and the others should have waited until they knew the Indominus Rex's location. The control room tries calling Owen and the others to warn them that the Indominus Rex is in the cage with them, but the signal is too weak and the call is muffled. But earlier we saw Zach calling his mom and the signal was fine. Furthermore, the park has a deal with Verizon Wireless.
Verizon Wireless presents the Indominus Rex.
So why is the phone signal suddenly not working at the most crucial moment? Owen and the others try to escape, but one of the workers gets killed right away. This could have been easily avoided if they immediately ran out of the big doors instead of trying to run to the other side. I'm really not sure what they were trying to accomplish. Then the Indominus Rex also kills the other worker. This guy had more than enough time to escape since he was the first one out of the gate. He could have simply gotten in his car and driven away. I don't know why he was just sitting there. Owen was only able to survive by covering himself in gasoline to mask the scent. At this point, they should shut down the whole park and get everyone evacuated from the island. Simon doesn't want to do that though, since it'll ruin Jurassic World's reputation. But then again, you'll have an even worse reputation if the Indominus Rex breaks loose and kills a bunch of innocent people. You won't even have a park anymore at this point because there will be tons of lawsuits and you'll go bankrupt. So at this point, it's best to get everyone off the island as soon as possible. Owen tells Simon to destroy the Indominus Rex, but refuses to do so since he wants to protect his company's investment. Instead, Simon dispatches a specialized asset containment unit to go after the Indominus Rex with non-lethal weapons. And this is a pretty stupid idea. The Indominus Rex has already killed 2 people, and it could kill many more. You really don't have any choice but to kill it now. There's a reason why zookeepers are forced to kill animals when people go into their enclosure. They can't even use tranquilizer darts because it might take too long for the effect to kick in, and it would aggravate the animal more possibly. Simon said that the Indominus Rex cost $26 million to create. And for him, since he's the 8th richest man in the world, that's really not a lot of money. It really wouldn't be too difficult for him to just engineer another Indominus Rex, but this time without the ability to camouflage camouflage itself. The Indominus Rex is able to claw out her tracker, but how does she know what the tracker is and what it does? Most of the asset containment unit are killed by the Indominus Rex. This is exactly why using non-lethal weapons was a really bad choice. At this point, Claire finally decides to close everything north of the resort. This is a step in the right direction, but Claire should have shut down the whole island by now, not just the northern section. Meanwhile, Zack and Gray explore the park in a gyrosphere tour vehicle. These vehicles are very impractical. There's no ventilation, so people will suffocate sooner or later. They get notified that the ride's been closed, but they choose to ignore that warning and go into the restricted area anyway. This is just really not a smart choice. They should have just listened and both returned to the resort. Claire tries calling Zack, but yet again, the signal's weak. The signal doesn't work during the most crucial moments. Instead of calling, Claire should have tried texting Zack. Text messages will go through regardless of how poor the signal is, as long as you're not completely out of it. The Indominus Rex comes and destroys the gyrosphere Zack and Gray are in. Gray should have said something immediately right as he saw the Indominus Rex. They might have just been able to escape in time. Zack and Gray then avoid the Indominus Rex barely by jumping off the cliff into the water. So apparently, the Indominus Rex can't swim. I mean, one way to beat her is just to stay in the water. The Indominus Rex won't be able to reach you, or else it would have jumped in after Zack and Gray. Owen and Claire try to find the boys, and Claire starts yelling. This is really not a good idea since it could attract the Indominus Rex and other dinosaurs. These two should be trying to make as little noise as possible. And also, why is Claire even here? She's not a trained soldier like Owen, so she's just going to be in the way or possibly be a burden to him. She also isn't wearing proper attire. I'm sure Owen can find Zack and Gray fine on his own. Zack and Gray wander around the island for a bit and they find the ruins of the original Jurassic Park Visitor Center. It's usually better just to stay put if you get lost, because if Zack and Gray were still in the water, then Owen and Claire would have found them by now. Zack and Gray are able to repair an old Jeep Wrangler. They then use it to drive back to the resort. The Jeep's engine will probably make a lot of noise though. It'd be a lot safer if Zack and Gray just walked. It'll take them a lot longer to get back to the resort, but better to be safe than sorry. And again, they should have just stayed put. Owen and Claire probably would have found them by now. Simon and two other troopers decide to hunt down the Indominus Rex by helicopter. Simon doesn't have his pilot's license yet though, so trying to fly a helicopter on his own is really not a good idea. Are there really no other helicopter pilots on the island? Owen and Claire are then attacked by the Indominus Rex, but they manage to escape. Then, the Indominus Rex breaks into the park's aviary. Several pterosaurs crash into Simon's helicopter. This is really why Simon shouldn't be flying a helicopter on his own at all. Perhaps a more skilled pilot would have been able to outmaneuver the pterosaurs and get away safely. The pterosaurs then fly to the resort to attack many of the visitors. The people there should really go into the building and hide instead of running out in the open. This place should also have emergency bunkers for just this kind of occasion. Zara is then killed after being devoured by the Mosasaurus. Owen and Claire then find Zack and Gray back at the resort. Owen and some of the other armed personnel also try to shoot down the pterosaurs. Owen then gets attacked by one of the pterosaurs, but Claire saves him. Owen and Claire then start kissing, which is really not the time for that, since there are literally people around you being killed. I mean, at least wait until you get to safety to kiss somebody. Vic then assumes command and orders the raptors to hunt down the Indominus Rex. Owen reluctantly agrees to Vic's plan and leads the raptors. This is just not going to work. The Velociraptors already tried killing Owen at the beginning of the movie, so he doesn't really have complete control over him anyway. Instead of trying to confront the Indominus Rex, everyone should just try to get off the island as soon as possible. Moreover, Owen can just simply refuse to do anything. It's not like anyone else can control the Velociraptors the way he can, so what's Vic going to do without him? All of them find the Indominus Rex, but then it starts communicating with the Velociraptors. Owen then realizes the Indominus Rex is also part Velociraptor. The troops fire on the Indominus Rex, but she escapes. The Velociraptors then also kill most of the soldiers. As stated in the beginning of the video, trying to weaponize Velociraptors is pretty stupid. Vic evacuates Dr. Wu and the dinosaur embryos. Owen and the others find Vic in the lab trying to secure more embryos though. One of the Velociraptors breaks in to kill Vic. Vic's death could have been avoided if he wasn't greedy and evacuated with the others. He already had more than enough dinosaur embryos. Owen probably also could have saved Vic, but I guess he really didn't want to do that. Owen then regains his dominance over the Velociraptors, but then the Indominus Rex appears. She kills two of the Velociraptors and knocks the third one unconscious. Owen and the others should just run away while the Indominus Rex is distracted. Owen is not going to be able to take her down on his own. Claire then releases the T-Rex from its paddock and lures it in to fight the Indominus Rex. Claire is wearing high heels, and she's somehow able to outrun the T-Rex. This is actually scientifically accurate. T-Rexes were only able to run about 12 miles an hour, so it is indeed possible to run faster than it in high heels. The Indominus Rex is able to overpower the T-Rex, but then the Velociraptor recovers and joins the battle. The T-Rex and the Velociraptor join up and manage to conquer the Indominus Rex at the edge of the lagoon. Then, the Mosasaurus comes and drags the Indominus Rex underwater. Afterwards, the remaining survivors are all evacuated and the island is once again abandoned. Finally, the movie begins with Zach and Gray reuniting with their parents. Owen and Claire also decide to stay together as a couple. And that's how to beat the Indominus Rex in Jurassic World. Do you have any better strategies or methods? If so, let me know in the comments below. So what's next? A third Jurassic World movie called Jurassic World Dominion is currently in development and is scheduled to be released on June 10th, 2022. Colin Trevorrow will direct. The script will be written by Colin Trevorrow and Emily Carmichael. The cast includes Chris Pratt, Bryce Dallas Howard, Laura Dern, Sam Neill, Jeff Goldblum, Mamadou Athie, Scott Hayes, Deshaun Lockman, Daniela Pineda, Campbell Scott, Isabella Sermon, Justice Smith, Omar Sy, DeWanda Wise, B.D. Wong, Jake Johnson, and Dimitri Thavaios. Colin Trevorrow stated that Jurassic World Dominion would focus on the dinosaurs that went open source after being sold and spread around the world. It would allow people other than Dr. Wu to create their own dinosaurs. The movie will take place around the world, but it won't feature dinosaurs terrorizing cities because that's just really too unrealistic. The movie has a $165 million budget, and it uses more animatronic dinosaurs than any other Jurassic World movie. Producer Frank Marshall explained that Jurassic World Dominion will not be the last movie in the franchise, and it is intended to start a new era where humans have to adjust to dinosaurs living on the mainland. What did you think of Jurassic World? Personally, I thought it was pretty decent. It wasn't as good as the original Jurassic Park movie, but it was still very entertaining and fun to watch. It's probably the best Jurassic sequel in my opinion, and I'm definitely looking forward to Jurassic World Dominion. Which movie should I do next? Leave a suggestion. Well, that's it for this video. If you enjoyed it, make sure to subscribe so you never miss a future upload, and thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video.